It's a time for more packages from China. Let's go. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's awesome that you're tuning in. In today's video, we are going to be doing chit-chat about the Q15 handheld. I got a couple of requests from the community and I was thinking, you know what, let's grab one, buy one from AliExpress and let's find out if it's any good. Okay, so one of the reasons I waited is simply because when you're getting these devices from AliExpress, you need to wait because those prices will drop very fast. I've been buying, let's say, handhelds that cost like $30, $40, $50, and looking at it like a month later, they're like half the price. So there's one thing I can give you when you're going to be looking into the devices. However, I'm very curious what kind of software. But also with the price point, when you're asking for this, we have so many different solutions. Sometimes it's maybe better to, let's say, spend a little bit more money, like $10, to get something that is more of the time like way better than another device like this. We have seen a lot of, let's say, devices like the X series, X6, X9, whatever, nothing to do with the X-Men. But what we're getting is an USB cable, okay? And this is going to be a USB-C cable, not the USB mini that we've seen before. An old school AV out cable, or yeah, that's an interesting one. Different kind of color. However, this is a normal jack cable, 3.5 inches. And this is for the TV out. And of course the toilet paper manual. This is actually why I started calling these things, because the manual is just this thin piece of paper. Like, that's it. There's no English manual in this freaking thing. So what are we getting? That is always the biggest question with this. So let's power it on and let's do a quick overview of this. So when it comes to the controls and the comfortability, this thing is quite comfortable. We do have just an L and an R, two shoulder buttons, so we do have limitation when it comes to emulation. An on-off switch, the DC for charging. In here we're finding the SD card. Okay, so when the SD card, they are most of the time really cheap. They're not even brand whatsoever. 8 GB, yeah, seriously, that's what we're getting, 8 GB. So a headphone jack out and a separate jack for the TV out. So when it comes to, let's say, the joysticks and everything, the A, B, X, Y button do feel kind of nice, to be honest, and this has simply to do with the beautiful round shape buttons. I love these things. They're very comfortable if you're going to be playing, but the joysticks are the slider joysticks. I hate these things. They're similar to the PlayStation Portable, and then the D-pad is not actually a D-pad. They keep doing that. I don't know why they're doing that. Select and start, escape, and then the plus minus or volume control over here. But let's power it on. The LED indication is next to the charging port. And let's see what we're getting. So I'm guessing it's going to be the same kind of software, exactly like we've seen before, with different devices. Or you just get broken out of the box. Would it be? Seriously? Let's put a charger. Let's see if it has enough juice, but it is possible that it's just broken out of the packaging. But one thing I wanted to check out, if this thing is actually booting up through the TV out, because maybe the device itself is broken when it comes to, let's say, the display itself, but that is not the case. It does charge, it does hold power, but nope, it's not going to be doing anything. What we can actually do is remove the SD card. Let's see if it's going to be starting to boot up then, because this doesn't have the firmware most of the time on the SD card. Or there it does, and that's the reason why it doesn't boot up. However, there's only one thing that we can do now. Yep, let's file a dispute. So let's go to the Intelligence Electronic Live Store. And let's see if we can open it up. Send it back. Did I receive it? Yes, I received it. And that's how it goes. So what is the reason? Everything is Dutch. And let's see, it's not working at all. It doesn't work. And then we're going to be making a dispute and file it and try to find a refund. But in the meantime, let's open it up. Yeah, this is how it goes when reviewing these Chinese crap products. I've been testing all kinds of products throughout the years, but yeah, this sometimes happens that we're having... Why can't I open it up? Isn't that like an... Yeah, there's a positive drive in there. Let's get myself a toolbox with different tinier screwdrivers. Let's see, will this one fit? Will the filthy one fit? So weird situation. Oh, there we go. Even that is crap. Okay, there we go. We can remove it. So let's see what we're getting in the inside of this thing. In the meantime, I'm uploading my dispute video that I made. That's the best way to go to. It's quite unfortunate. What is also maybe an option is that they're using these non-brand like SD cards. If it contains a firmware, it needs to have the SD card. That's maybe one of the reasons why it just stopped working. However, let's get a plier tool and let's see if I removed all of the screws. There we go. There's still one left in here. It will come out eventually. However, let's see a little bit of tear down here. And there we go. There is nothing I can fix at this point, I'm guessing, but I just wanted to see in the inside how they made it. So it starts off with the mono speaker, the same configuration I did done before. So also when it comes to software, I would not be surprised that there was something going on over there. But when I noticed that they completely bended, like it looks like they bended the main board. And then maybe that will be one of the problems. If you're going to be looking at it, or it's more like a visual thing. You can see that it bends in a little bit here. Maybe that was one of the reasons why it just stopped working. Oh, and also there's some weird thing going on with the battery. Just having this very basic 1000 milliamp battery. Whoa, that is very tiny. It's one of the most tiniest one I've ever seen. However, they also screwed this down over here. So in the inside we're finding the chip is the ATG2273S, is the one that we have seen a couple of times before now. But besides that, there's nothing much to do. There is no replacement of parts, so there's nothing. So we're just going to be filing in a dispute and trying to get ourselves a refund. So this may be the fastest review I've ever made, or actually that's not a review because I couldn't show you the software, but look it up. X9, X6, X12. There are so many of these, like say, weird products out there with the same kind of software. Going to be filing in a dispute, trying to get my money back or finding a replacement, because I would love to review it here on the channel. But the reason I actually made this video as it is now, because I also wanted to show you behind the scenes actually, because this happens with me too. And this is more like a warning also for like, don't buy these cheap crappy products or like Q15 whatever, because I think you can just spend a little bit more money and just get with another brand and you don't have these weird shenanigans things going on. Let me know in the comments what are your experiences, positive, negative, and it would be great to see you in the next video.